In today's video, I'm gonna do something never done before and take you behind the scenes into my personal Etsy account. The Etsy account that's done over $3 million revenue and 220,000 sales with the focus of Etsy listing templates. So why is this so important? Our Etsy account had a conversion rate of 6%, and the average Etsy account has a conversion rate of 1 to 3%, which means we were able to convert 2 to 6 times more clicks into paying customers than the competition. We were able to rank our products 2 to 6 times faster than the competition. We were able to have our Etsy ads 2 to 6 times cheaper than the competition, and as a result, make 2 to 6 times more money than the competition. And I truly believe that the number one thing that you can work on to increase your conversion rate beyond the product is your Etsy listing images. Etsy is an online marketplace where people are unable to feel, touch, or try the product. So it is up to you as a seller to present the product in a way that answers their questions, removes all friction, and leads to a purchase. And I truly believe that I've come up with a format for our Etsy listing template images that converts the most amount of clicks into paying customers. So in today's video, we're gonna take a deep dive into my personal Etsy account where I'm gonna show you my first 2 products I launched and my most recent 2 products I launched. We're gonna compare the listing images, and what you will see is the quality between my first 2 and my most recent 2 is the quality got a lot better. So you do get better in time, but the format stayed the exact same. And I truly believe it was the format of my Etsy listing images that contributed to the 6% conversion rate. What I will say though is my first 2 products I launched were 2 to 3 years ago. There is a lot more competition today than there was then. So if you are launching new products today, even if it is your first time, the quality will have to be what mine was most recent, and the format is what it was the most recent. So before we dive into the Etsy account, I do wanna share what the Etsy listing format structure will be. So the first image will be your thumbnail image. The next batch of images will be your how to order images. These are the images that the customers need to have in order to buy the product. For example, sizing charts and color charts. The next image will be a social proof. The next image will be benefits and features. And the last image will be a love it guarantee. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I just signed into my Etsy account. As you can see, our Etsy account was made by Artly. We've done over $3 million revenue and 220,000 sales. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna click over to my listings. And the very first product that I ever sold was face masks. So I'm gonna search for mask and go to my inactive listings. So these were the face masks that we sold back in June of 2021. So I'm gonna go ahead and click into this one right here at the top, our cat face mask. And again, I'm just focusing on the Etsy listing images. So I'm gonna click into the first one. So the first image is gonna be your Etsy listing thumbnail, where for the thumbnail, I believe this is probably the most important part of the entire listing, right? When someone goes to Etsy, they search for mom shirt, for example, and they're scrolling through all of the results. The first thing that's gonna get their attention to stop the scroll, to even get the click to lead to a conversion is your thumbnail image. So I truly believe that the thumbnail image is the most important piece to the entire puzzle, where I probably spend maybe a week working on all of my images, where I spend 5 days of those 7 days working on just this one photo right here. I do try to put as much on the main image as possible without being too spammy to intrigue curiosity and click. So I do put things like the variations, the product, badges, and on this one I was a little bit more over the top where I put made in the USA because it was face masks and it was most commonly asked if they had nose wires, yes or no, so we added that to the main image as well. So you can see we have our thumbnail image here. The next image or batch of images are our variations. So these are how to order images in regards to they need to see this chart to know what A looks like, what B looks like, what C looks like, etc. In this case, we did have a lot of variations. When we first launched this product, we only had 6 variations. It was my theory that if we added 6 more variations, we would double. And if we added 6 more variations, we would triple. They all ended up just competing against each other and sales stayed the same. So now I only do about 4 to 6 variations. I went a little bit over the top with the face masks, testing how many variations you can get away with and still ramp up your sales. About 4 to 6 is a nice round number. The next one would be the sizing chart. I would have, going back today, moved this image up here as the next image because it is a sizing chart. They need to see this to know what the sizes are for adult versus child. But again, the next image is going to be a feature image, right? So they need to know that this comes with this filter here, that the straps are adjustable. And then again, this is the product They need to know some features of the product as well as benefit of the product. Some people like to buy products for the features, like this is a 9.5 shoe. Some people like to buy based on the benefits. This has an increased arch, it's gonna help your lower back pain. So I like to have a balance between features and benefits. So these were features here, but I didn't put much benefits because it was a face mask. But you can also see with a lot of our images, we do what I call a hybrid approach, where 2/3 of the image is image and then 1/3 is text. So you can see the 2/3 here is the lifestyle shot of the product, and the bottom 1/3 is the text. We then had a little bit more social proof here. We didn't have any reviews, so I put the social proof at the bottom. And then we had our love it guarantee. So again, this was my first step for listing image templates for Etsy. I would give myself maybe an 8 out of 10 for ranking this one here. And I went with a nice orange color. So again, this was my first time doing this, but you can see the format. I had my thumbnail, my how to order, features, benefits, social proof, love it guarantee for the face masks. So before we jump into the next product type, I do want to point out that these are Etsy listing templates in regards to it's like the exact same template for every single design. And the only thing that is different is the actual design on the product. I'm not recreating these images for every single product. I create it once and I just use it for every single design for the entire product type. So jumping into the next one, the next product that we sold were mugs. And these were the designs for the mugs that we sold. And I'm gonna go ahead and click into this one right here. This was our #1 bestseller mug. We did 44,000 revenue with this mug right here for the teacher appreciation niche. Clicking into the listing images. So as you can see, very similar to the face masks, we showed the product here, we showed variations. In this case, we put the variations onto the right-hand side of the thumbnail versus the bottom, because it was a better balance between the two. I put a badge and also the proudly made in the USA. The next image is a how to order. So again, these are design variations. They need to be able to see these to know what the A looks like compared to what the D looks like. The next image I have here is a social proof. So at this point, we did have reviews. So we started putting reviews with the photos compared to the face masks. So a nice complementary product with the review here. I put the sizing chart third. I would have probably moved this one in front of this one, and then the features, and then the benefits, and love it guaranteed. Moving down to the next option here, again, printed on both sides. This is a feature of the product. This was printed for a left-handed or a right-handed version of the product. The next image is makes the perfect gift. Again, this is like a benefit in regards to if you're gonna be gifting this to your teacher. We had a social proof here. At this point, we had 80,000 sales. We had our love it guarantee. And then for us personally, we started donating 5% of our profits to the Convoy of Hope. So this was more like a social cause. So we had our thumbnail, our how to order images, our benefits, our features, social proof at the bottom, love it guarantee, social cause. So I would probably give myself again an 8 out of 10 on these two, where I think the design of the overall listings look a little bit more professional, a little bit more Etsy in terms of style, but more in terms of the format and maybe some of the benefits and features I would have done a little bit differently. But all in all, we did really well with the mugs. And again, it still held at the 6% conversion rate. So again, same format. I gave myself an 8 out of 10 on the quality, still had a 6% conversion rate on Etsy. All right, so those were the first two products I sold on Etsy, face masks and mugs. I sold a couple other products, but we're gonna skip to my most recent last two products I sold on Etsy, which was dog collars and picture frames. So jumping back over to our Etsy listings, I'm gonna search for collar. And these were the personalized dog collars that we sold on Etsy. As you can see, they are the exact same image because they are templates, just I'm swapping out the different designs between each one. I'm gonna go ahead and click into this one right here, where this was our Daisy dog collar. Clicking into the images. All right, so starting with the thumbnail image, you can see the format is the exact same as the masks as it was for the mugs, as it is now for the dog collars. In regards to, I show the product as the main part of the thumbnail. The variations, I did put the variations at the bottom, very similar to the face masks, because it fits the format and the style and the size of this product better with the canvas of the thumbnail. I put a badge, ships today. I kept the same red that we had for the mugs, and then we also had color variations for the collars, so I went and put those here. But again, it's just enough to not be too spammy, but just enough to hopefully increase click-through for the product. The next image, again, is the how to order images, or in this case, we had pattern variations for the collar. So we had the collar variations images here. We also had different fonts for the buckle. So this is another how to order image where they could choose between font 1 through font 6 and what those look like. We had a sizing chart because we sold sizes extra small through extra large. And those were all of our how to order images at the very top, right below the thumbnail image. I also feel like I did a lot better job in terms of like just the look and the feel and the complementary fonts between the header here and the description here, at least compared to the face masks. I think this looks a lot more Etsy and better branded for Etsy. I will say too, on our how to order images, once you launch a product and you start to get a lot of customer service for a product, that means that you do not answer that question on the listing images. So for this product specifically, we were getting a lot of questions and 1-star reviews for the collars being too heavy for 1-pound Chihuahuas, that the dog collar was just too heavy for small dogs. So we ended up adding a little note here at the bottom that says that our collars weigh 0.15 pounds. We do not recommend it for dogs under 10 pounds. And just by adding this little note here to the bottom of these two images, dramatically reduced our customer service for that question and reduced the amount of 1-star reviews we were getting for that. So you can always be proactive and update your listing images to, again, try to answer all of the questions that you think your shopper will want to ask for this, because they're not able to see and try on the product to see if this fits their dog. You have to answer that on the listing images to help your conversion rate. All right, moving on to the next image, it is social proof. Again, using the 2/3 for the lifestyle shot, the 1/3 for the text, we did a picture of a dog wearing the collar. And again, you don't have to take your photos. This is a picture of a dog and we cropped the collar onto it, as you can see. But the bottom 1/3 is 5 stars and then a fake review. Moving on to the next image. So this is social proof. Then this one is benefits and features. So only the best. It is, personalized, it is adjustable, it is durable, handmade, ships next day. So this is a features image for the product. And then lastly, we end with a love it guarantee. Again, if you're not 100% in love with your product, just let us know and we'll give you your money back, no questions asked. We had the social proof at the end as well as the social cause. So again, I feel like there was a lot more effort put into these listing images. They were in the correct order. And I would probably give myself a 10 out of 10 to my own standard for the dog collars in terms of what I think listing images need to be at, the quality and the caliber that they need to be at in terms of design to convert on the Etsy marketplace with today's competition. So moving back over to our Etsy listing images, we're gonna jump into our last and final product that we sold on Etsy, which was our personalized picture frames. So this was the last product we launched and sold on Etsy. It was a personalized picture frame. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna click into this one right here and click into the Etsy listing images. Again, starting with the thumbnail, same format from the first product we launched all the way to the last product that we launched. And that is that we show the product as the main part of the thumbnail, complemented with the variations. In this case, it looks best on the right-hand side. And we put a badge on the top that says ships today. Again, keeping the red that we did with the mugs as well as the collars. Moving on to the next image, this is our how to order image. In this case, we had design variations. So we put design A through design D, and we had different wood pattern textures where you can choose between 1 through design 9. So these are our how to order images that they need to know what combination they want to buy when they purchase the product. And moving on to the next image, the next image will be our social proof. So this is our social proof image, the perfect gift, 5 stars, review. Bottom 2/3 of this photo is a lifestyle shot or a photo of the actual product. The next image is gonna be a features image where we say premium quality, and we talk about the quality of the product, showing it displayed on top of a dresser here. Again, these are not photos that we took of the product. This is a background image I probably took from Shutterstock, and I layered it here so it looks like it's sitting on it. So you don't actually have to take these photos. I think we mocked up these photos ourselves, given lifestyle shots with our product laid on top of it. Again, another feature shot here would be the back of the product, in that you can hang it on the wall or display it on top of a dresser. So display it your way. So again, a social proof image, and in this case, 2 feature images, ending with a love it guarantee. Again, if you're not 100% in love with the product, just let us know and we'll give you your money back, no questions asked. Our social proof here and our social cause here. All right, so those were my Etsy listing templates for my first 2 products sold on Etsy compared to my last 2 products sold on Etsy. And as you can see, the quality of the design, in my opinion, was better for my last 2 compared to my first 2, but the format of how I structured my images and the type of images that I included in my Etsy listing were the exact same. And I truly believe that that played significantly into our 6% conversion rate. So if you are working on new products or working on trying to revamp your Etsy listing templates, I highly recommend you taking a look at the last two that we did and try to look at the quality, the structure, the format, and the order that we have them and try to replicate that for your own products. That's it for this video. Thank you so much, and I will see you next week.